Alright, hey y'all, it's Pizza. I'm in Africa, if you can't tell. I guess it could look a little like some of the other maps. Arcade, maybe. But, I've been doing some hunting here. A lot of hunting here, actually. And, we've been beating up these lakes here recently. And there you go. And finding zones. And this is definitely my least haunted map. And that's because this map in Parquet used to be glitched for me. And they'd get real laggy by the time you got to 30 or 45 minutes. And it was pretty much impossible to play. So, two maps I haven't really been able to get a chance on. So, that's why we're starting here. Just because I was already here. Alright. So I was here working over those Cape Buffalo today, and finding their zones and shooting some gemsbok and whatever else I could get along the way. But I'm not going to stay here too long, but I did want to hop to a few different maps for some suggestions and show a few things. But before we get too far, I really just need that thing over there, the locker, because we're going to talk about maybe some things you should purchase before you start playing this game. Now, when I bought the game, I bought a bundle that had no, leave it alone. Leave it alone. I just it's a male jackal. All right, get to it. All right, so yeah, I had a bunch of maps. You know, I had Layton and Hirschfelden, Silver Ridge for sure. Maybe Parquet was one of them too, I think. Anyway, and then I had some, gun packs, some of the bird hunting packs. So when it all came said and done, I had the second and third hunting pack, the smoking barrels hunting pack, whatever maps I had, 5 tents, 3 tripods, I think 5 to 6 duck blinds, and some ground blinds, and a couple of duck blinds. I don't know, some. I might have had some duck decoys too. Anyway, a bunch of garbage, but not all of it's garbage. So I think that I'm just going to kind of review some of the weapons that you can get from the DLC. And I think there's a few of them you might want to, if you're getting this game, there's some maps you want to have and some weapons DLC. How about that? Get to the point, Pizza. So I'm going to kind of run through a few of these guns that come with the DLC and kind of give you an idea which ones I think are, why they're worth it, And I'll also tell you this, you're perfectly capable of using all the rifles that are in-game without purchasing DLC and being a top-tier hunter, being able to take the kind of shots, that you need. But there are some definite advantages to the DLC guns. And so before I start talking about how to play the game, let's talk about some of the equipment that and maps and things that you want to actually start out the game with. So, and I mean, if you just hey, I got Layton Lakes and Hirschfelden, there'll be some helpful stuff for you too. But I wish that there was like a decent bundle where I could have just bought everything all at once at this point. But let's get on with it. So, rifles. What I want to, like I said, I'm just talking about DLC stuff today. So we'll get to the Eckers here. And the Eckers, I honestly don't remember the names of all the DLCs or packs or which ones are in it. This might be the second pack. I'm not gonna Anyway, so the Eckers is a 30-06 rifle. It's a 4-8, and one of the nice things about the DLC weapons is, as you can see, it costs me what? Nothing, right? And this is a potent rifle. This is going to be better than what you start the game out with, because what you start out the game with is a 243. The 243 is under R because it starts with the letter R because it's a Ranger 243. That's so annoying. Anyway, this is the weapon that you start out with. Now you look at the stats and you go, all right, you know, it doesn't seem like a terrible gun, and it's not. It's not. It's like a workhorse gun, and especially at the beginning of the game when you have that, like, this is it, and you need to build up some rifle score. Now, some of the DLC weapons you do have to purchase, as you can see right here. They gave me one. Well, I think you get the free one from completing the storyline. So obviously I haven't finished the storyline, but they're available for purchase as well. So you got to think about that. Some of your DLC weapons you're not going to be able to get right off the bat. They're not going to be free because you're going to have to build up enough cash to buy them if you don't want to get them through, like, let's say, the storyline. Sometimes I think some of the DLC weapons are just like that. You really do actually have to pay for them. But as you can see right here, you know, most of them are free as we kind of slide through some different ones. Anything that says DLC, you know what I'm saying? But again, you may be required to have a certain amount of rifle score to get there. Now, these guns shoot different animals, right? That makes sense. Different size bullets, different size rifles, different for different types of animals, right? And generally, you can go by caliber. So the 223 is going to be smaller than the 300, right? Okay. And it's easier to do this with the ammo. And here's one of our first tips. If you want to really get an idea about the guns that you're shooting, don't look at the guns for a description. Go to the ammo, and the ammo will tell you, you know, kind of, it'll sometimes point out an animal, but if you look at the bullets on the picture on the right, 223 polymer tip bullet, then it says 42. If you look down at the bottom, it's actually showing you some of the types of animals that you can shoot with this gun. And if you look at classes down there in the bottom right, it says recommended class. That's telling you that your animals on your map come in different classes. So the little animal there on the left, in the picture with the bullets, I would say, is a fox, which would be a level 2 or a class 2 animal, right? And then in the circle next to it, we have a roe deer, probably. That's what it looks like to me, which is a class 3 animal. And then lastly, we have a pig, which is a class 4 animal. So we know that this weapon shoots 2 to 4. Right? Now there are 1 class animals, so a rabbit, for instance, gets shot with this bullet. I'm not going to get all the points that I need for it. We'll just leave it at that. We don't have to get too deep into that stuff. I'm not going to get all the money and points that I could get with that because I shot it with the wrong type of ammo. Right? If I shoot a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right, with this gun, it's going to say I've used improper ammo, and it's going to cost me, again, money, score, and could make something that, you know, maybe is supposed to be a gold medal trophy a silver. A silver, a bronze, a nothing, and you might even mess up a diamond, which is your, we'll just call your basic top tier animal. Okay, there's something called a great one, and now there are 2 different types of those, but we'll worry about diamond for now as being our top thing. So the bullets tell you the class and the types of animals that you can shoot. So it gives you more information than the rifles, just scrolling through those. And what I want to point out is the 243 ammo, which I guess I got to go down to the R's for. No. So in here, it makes sense. Is that right? Yeah, where's the 243? Right after the 22 and the 223. Okay. Anyway. The 243, you'll see, shoots 2 to 6. This is a wide range of animals. Okay, uh, this is a fox, or a coyote, or a big red deer, or mule deer. So it's a versatile weapon. You'll probably find yourself carrying it more than you would like or think, but the better animals, and on a lot of the maps that you're going to start on, like let's say Leighton Lakes or Hirschfelden, you're going to want a weapon that shoots 4 to 8 because they're going to be animals that range up higher. Um, and on those maps, even 9s, or at least on in Hirschfelden, and that's a completely different weapon. But my point is, you don't start the game with a 4 to 8. You start the game with this rifle right here, the 243, and it shoots 2 to 6. So right off the bat, you're limited for what you can shoot with the rifle. So you start on Leighton Lakes, and you can't shoot bear or moose or elk. You can, right? But you're not going to get the proper medal, the proper score, and the proper amount of money that you would get for using the correct weapon. If you had the DLC, and you could start the game with a 4 to 8, hopefully that's now apparent. That would make you a much more powerful hunter, and that you can get bigger animals, more animals, and get the proper scoring and money for them. Because when you first start out the game with a 243 on Leighton Lakes, you're going to shoot everything. And I would recommend that to anyone. There's your second beginner tip. Shoot everything. Just shoot it all. Just shoot it. I don't care if you can, hopefully it'll die. Okay? and you'll find it, and you'll get some money and some experience. Okay? And don't try to be, shoot the males, shoot the females, shoot everything. All right? And it would be nicer, though, right, if you could use the proper ammo and types and get more money and more experience, etc. So, right off the bat, we'll go back to the rifles and have a look at them, because people would rather see the rifles, even though the ammo sort of makes sense. We get the Eckers, which is a 4 to 8 rifle, a 30-06 bullet, a nice bullet. This is a really good, accurate, quick fire kind of weapon, where you can do pretty well with your follow-up shots. So if you shot it in the intestines and the wobble got you, the swerve, whatever you call it, and you need to get it in the lungs, well then you can, with this rifle, you've got a real good shot at getting that second shot into it. So that's another advantage, and a reason why I would want to start out the game with some DLC. So the Eckers 30-06 is an excellent weapon to start out with, and will give you much more diversity and more money opportunities. So it's kind of why I think you should have it, I guess, is my point. It comes in multiple varieties, and like I said, I would assume this takes some rifle score, but think about it. If not, again, you've got another, you've got three, well, it shoots 6. You got 2 more classes of animals that you can shoot, but also this is a much stronger gun than the 243. So when you shoot a 4, instead of having to track it and chase it down like you would with the 243, probably, it's going to drop it dead in its tracks. The bigger animals, like let's say a 7 or 8, you might have to track down, or it might drop it in its tracks, depending on your shot placement and how far away you are. But this is going to keep you from really just spinning forever crossing this map, following blood, looking for these animals like the big giant bear you shot with the 243. So we'll just say heavily recommended. Well, this is DLC, but it's not like a gun pack, I guess. This comes with I think that's what I should have started out with saying. I'm talking about the gun packs right now. So let's just skip that. This is part of the gun packs as well. It's a 50 caliber cap lock black powder rifle. Uh, I think this is great for fun and role playing. You shoot it kind of. Think about shotgun range. Is kind of what you're doing with this, but with a monster bullet or balls. So again, this is map related. Here we go. Now this one's part of a gun pack DLC, and I absolutely, if you don't get the Eckers, now here's another thing: why the M1 and the Eckers aren't in the same category or same gun pack seems a little silly to me, because they're basically the same gun with the same bullet, 30-06. This gun, however, I think shoots a little faster and has a better follow-up shot. So let's say you're in a hunting stand or a tripod and you're going to get lower pressure, and again, maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't, it's okay. Then this is the gun. The point here is that this is the gun where you're going to be able to take that shot. It's not going to kick way high. It's not going to, you're going to be able to and quickly get back on that group of animals, and not only maybe put a second shot if you place poorly in the first one, or it's a big animal, but maybe you get a second animal or a third. So this is really the gun I use for like herd hunting and quick shots. And again, this is a 4-8 rifle, so again, starting right off the bat, and it's free. Again, it probably takes a little bit of rifle score, but just run around that map with a 243 until you can open this up. Or, like I said, maybe you can start out with this gun. Again, related to a map. Now, this is part of one of the gun packs, and I, again, strongly recommend, you know what, gun pack 1, 2, 3, and smoking barrels. Just get them all, okay? There's weapons in there that you may or may not use, depending on your hunting style, but the guns I'm going to point out, I feel, are very, they're the ones you should, I feel you should have access to pretty, as soon as you start the game anyway. This rifle shoots 3 to 7, and you might be able to see the advantage of that, especially on certain maps, or maybe you're not interested in hunting, like, you're not into fox or coyote. You could care less about lynx, right? Those are your level 2 animals. But maybe you've got roe deer or musk deer, or gosh, there's a whole bunch of 3s out there, different types of deer. Axis, maybe, I think, are 3D. Black buck, springbok, and this is the rifle to shoot those guys with. And like I said, it shoots up to 7, so this thing will shoot, your smaller deer species and a bear, right? This is a great long-range weapon as well as close range. It only has one bullet type. It is the 7.62 round. You may be familiar with this gun, or at least the bullet if you've played other shooter type games. It's a soft point bullet. It's going to make your animal bleed more, right? But it also gets great penetration. So this is sort of like a goat kind of gun, in my opinion. I carry this gun a lot, especially on any map where there's 3. This gun in particular, because of the range that it shoots, on certain maps you don't have any animals bigger than a 6. So this weapon shoots one level above that. So instead of taking this one in a 4-8, you could use just this rifle. Or instead of taking, let's say, the 243 and a 4-8. So absolutely one of my favorite weapons in the game. And again, it's free and you can start out with it. So. Now, this one also is part of a weapons pack, and I think this is sort of a misunderstood gun. And one thing you need to understand about this gun is that it's ranged about to 100 yards. So you're shooting it kind of like a shotgun. Now you can shoot it further, and it is a rifle, so you're going to be able to get, I would shoot something at 125, 135 yards with this thing and feel pretty comfortable. It's a 2-4 class weapon. So it's for your smaller animals, fox, roe deer, pigs, goats, stuff like that. And what's interesting, it's an air rifle. So when you shoot this thing, anything outside of 100 yards doesn't hear the shot. Now I'm gonna let that sink in. So if I have two goats coming in to where I'm set up, right, and one's at 105 yards and one's at 111 yards, and I heart shot the one at 105 yards. I mean, it doesn't get scared, it doesn't jump up, it doesn't alert, doesn't do anything. It just drops dead. The goat beside it might not even notice and just keep on eating, drinking, walking, trucking, doing whatever it's doing, right? That's a trucking, like a truck. And the second shot you can get is right on that one. And if there's one behind it coming in, same thing. Sometimes they alert. Occasionally they pick up on it and run away. But I'm telling you, in this little zone of, let's say, 100 to 125, 130 yards, you're a silent sniper shooting the dumbest animals in the world. They'll literally stand there next to the guys you just dropped. So, next up, I'm going to say, in my personal opinion, I kind of consider this the best rifle in the game. Now, I'm excited about the new map, Mississippi. It's going to have a new 22, and the reason I'm excited about that is because it's going to do what I think a 22 should have done all along. Now, this 22 is a 1 rifle, class 1. It only shoots class 1. So this is your bird gun, your rabbit gun, right? That's what this does. So your turkeys, your ducks, your pheasant, this is the, and you can use shotguns and all that too, and they're great. But I'm telling you, this thing is like a laser. This is probably, in my opinion, definitely, I think it's the most accurate gun in the game. It has quick trigger, bang, 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 and it has a 10-round clip. And when you're trying, and that goose is just flying off, and you're just like, sometimes just go pop, 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 and you know what? You'll get it. Nothing wrong with becoming a great marksman, but there's nothing kind of like having that available too. So, believe me, I shoot ducks, and out of the sky and out of ponds at like 300 yards, and this thing only ranges out to like 109. So, that's it for the DLC rifles. And you definitely, like I said, it's a big advantage to start now. Next up, this is absolutely a pistol you want to get, but you gotta earn it. Well, no, you can either buy it or earn it for free. I wanted the free one because look at that pistol. But this is from one of the maps. And then the 22 pistol is one, again, it's part of one of the DLCs. I've watched people goose hunt with this, and that's pretty much all I've seen it being real great with. This is the pistol you start the game out with, and it's complete garbage. So, this gun right here, the Magnifico 410/45, is the pistol that I use the most to get my pistol scores up until I could get the 44 and eventually the Rhino. Now, what's great about this gun is that, we'll run down to its ammo real quick. And what you'll see here is the 45 caliber bullet. It shoots class 2 to 5, right? So again, your fox, your smaller deer, your medium-sized deer, fallow deer, pigs, and even you're starting to get into your predators now, like puma. Gosh, what else is level 5? Well, I guess that would make mountain lion level 5 too, or class 5. So that's a great gun. It covers a nice amount of class. It covers the same classes as buckshot, but if we go to shotgun ammo, Wait, where is it? You'll see 410 birdshot. And what this gun allows you to, and you'll see it shoots class 1. So this pistol, I can do this. This pistol shoots both bullets and like a shotgun shell for birdshot. So think about how versatile this gun is for you to start. Now, is it the best gun to shoot deer with? I mean, no. But do it anyway. Do it because Pizza said so. Do it because it's going to help get your pistol score up. Because you are going to kill animals. You're probably going to have to track them, and you know some of them are just going to get away. You know. But start doing things with pistols, like practicing trying to get heart shots, if you can. But this gun, like I said, is just going to really kind of open up the map for you. It's a pound and a half, and since carry weight is something that you need to consider, think about that. You've got 5 classes, including birds and rabbits, which normally you would have to carry the 22 rifle or a shotgun, which, believe me, are much heavier than this pound and a half pistol. So that's kind of why I consider it to be a really good starting weapon. And like I said, this is the pistol I did most of the work with. And I want to say I had to get, I remember shooting the Focuso, I don't know, and the 357, and just hating it, and hating it, and hazing it. It's just not a good pistol. Try to shoot the smallest things you can with it until you get enough to buy this, or I mean, to get this. Use that until you can get this. I use this to this day, and then get the Rhino for your big ones. The Rhino is cool because it shoots 4 to 9. The 44 is cool because it shoots 3 to 8. And in my mind, as a pistol, like, this is really one of the most versatile weapons in the game. The only thing that are more versatile are the bows. But this one pistol shoots a 3 to 8. That's amazing. And again, the Rhino, which is sort of my new favorite, shoots 4 to 9. So again, you get the water buffalo, the Cape buffalo, the lions can all be shot with this pistol, as well as a fallow deer or a pig. So must-have DLC weapon in my opinion. All right, shotguns. Honestly, I think this is just a fantastic. It's going to help you start out with your shotgun hunting because it has a longer range. It does have a long rifle kind of barrel, and it shoots 10 gauge. And you can see the buckshot shoots 4 to 7, but what's nice is once you get your skill up to where you can shoot these slugs, then you can shoot 6 to 9. When I was getting my you know what? I think that's why I did take this, because I don't think I did have to get my shotgun level up to a certain point to get these slugs, because I was carrying the 12 gauge and this when I was leveling up my shotguns. And I think I brought this one because the 12 gauge at the time was only able to shoot 2 to 5, well, in ones, and yeah, I was using this for everything else. So I think that's available right off the bat. Whereas you've got to work your way through your quite a ways to get the slugs for the 12 gauge. So and they don't even shoot nines. So, but I do love the 12 gauge. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, as far as shotguns are concerned, this is a beast. Pick it up, start hunting with it ASAP. Oh no, I was wrong. It's this one. I'm so sorry. This one shoots the 10 gauge shells. My bad. What was I telling y'all? This is the new shotgun, and it looks really cool, and it kind of made me think it was the other one, but that shoots 16 gauge, and that comes off a map. This comes with DLC, the gun pack. So this is what I was using to build up my shotgun build score. It's lever action. It's an incredible shotgun, and it does just a great job. It's going to help you get that level that out. The 20 gauge, also a nice gun. Again, I think it's available pretty early. I used it until I got the Cacciatore. Honestly, I used the 12 gauge that the game gives you the most. The 20 gauge for birds, the 12 gauge for hunting and everything else, even birds. So I was just, I don't know. I like the spread, and I like the quick 3-shot, but like I don't know. I'd rather use the Cacciatore. So that's it for DLC weapons. I think that's what you should. Those are the DLC weapons. Well, no, almost did something right. Let's go to bows. The longbow is really nice. You got to learn how to aim it though. I can see you don't really get a rangefinder or anything like that. I can see this being hard for a lot of people to shoot. All I can tell you is that you aim off the shaft, the very end of the shaft, and not the tip of the arrow. But you still got to figure out, you're going to have to go until you really can look at an animal and decide how many yards out it is, which is going to take a long time. You're probably going to be going binoculars, bow, trying to get it lined up or whatever. And but it's a beast. It hits hard, and it only weighs 2.5 pounds. So that is a very nice thing. As far as, again, I'm sticking to DLC stuff. I think that you should get this immediately and start using it immediately and just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and never look back. Once you get enough archery score, then get whatever compound bow you want that you can get from the end game. I know a lot of people like to shoot this bow. I do not. The aiming is weird. That's all I can really. I don't know how to explain it. And then, of course, again, I got this early on. This bow is basically about as good as the best bow in the game, compound bow, and you get it for free right off the bat with the DLC. So if you don't want to use the crossbow because you think it's a little overpowered, I'm purposely letting the crickets go because I think that's silly. But it comes with a scope, so every shot still gives you archery score. So no, it's not going to help you get better with the compound or the recurve or the longbow faster, but it will certainly give you the archery points faster and get you the different rangefinders and pins, because your first one's going to be a 1 pin. Maybe you'd like a 3 pin, 5 pin, or the rangefinder. Whatever you use. Or there's one that's just a dot. Maybe that's the rangefinder. You can use this. Again, beginner's advice. You can use this to kind of shoot it like a shotgun with a slug in it, because it hits that hard and it's that accurate. So how about that? get this, use this. That's what pizza says. And that's the DLC weapons. Thanks for indulging me. I just feel like that's something you need to know before you buy the game. Next thing, maps. Now, I don't know what you'll get, and I don't know what you think you started out with, and maybe you're still trying to decide what to buy. Personally, I think every map has its advantage and disadvantage, and some maps are just better than others. I'll give you a quick rundown of the maps I think maybe you could hold off on, like this one. Um, the reason I say it because they brag about how big this map is, okay, and it is. But I think on this map in particular, you're going to find yourself working the water and pretty much the water only, and the water here is frozen. But I do believe Medved Taiga has the least amount of animals on the map per has big square footage. I believe it has the least saturation of animals. And then I believe it's Hirschfelden and maybe I think Hirschfelden and Savannah are tied. So personally, I think you can hold off on this one. Another one, because I believe you get Hirschfelden and Layton no matter what, right? You could hold off on Yukon for a little while, and possibly Parquet and Savannah. But I would highly recommend you start out with Quattro, Rancho, and Silver Ridge, and Tayawara. So if you have Hirschfelden and Layton, and you're trying to say, well, what other maps would be good to have right off the bat? Tayawara in New Zealand, and I'll explain these. Cuatro Colinas in Spain, Rancho Del Arroyo in Mexico, Silver Ridge Peaks in Colorado, and then of course you'll have Layton and Hirschfelden. I think with those you'll get a good start. You'll get you'll like the game, and then it'll help you play these other maps better because they're just a bit tougher, And I want to point out next where I think a beginner should begin. Now, I read about this game and I was looking for a hunting game. I wanted something to do, something that I didn't want a big storyline. I didn't want to get involved in anything. I didn't want a bunch of choices and things. All I really wanted to do. I didn't want a first-person shooter either. I wanted a hunting game. And I grew up, I'm a Gen X, so I've been playing games for a long time, and I've seen their evolution. So we had a Pong, like a legit. My dad bought it at home and was like, "Check this crazy technology out." We all thought it was pretty neat. And the first stand-up game I played was Donkey Kong. So I'm that old, right? But the first hunting games I played were on the PC, and I think it was a Cabela's game, but I do remember that it was so cheesy, and then let's say it would be oh, there's a bear, and it would actually a video had to load up, and it was an actual video of a bear, a video of a bear in the wild, and you had a crosshair that just kind of what's that game? It bounced all over the screen, right? And whenever you felt like it was somewhere you needed to shoot, like a heart, right? Lungs, you just clicked your mouse button. And I feel like it just kind of randomly generated an answer because I can't tell you how many times I could no, I put the mouse button and I'm like, I shot that thing in the leg, and it's like, you ruined your trophy because you shot it in the brain or the face. Anyway, that I like hunting games. I needed something to do. I looked this up like I do things, and I thought this sounded good. So I bought the bundle and I read up about it like I do, and I got on Reddit. Good lord. And when I got on Reddit, they said, people who are playing this game these days don't even know. They don't even know. They don't know what it was like back in the day. They don't know how hard it was. They've got all these weapons packed, and they got a dog. And that's another thing I'll talk about here soon. But anyway, I started the game like 2 weeks after the dog. So, and everyone, you dog people, you don't even know how to track. You'll never know. Blah 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 blah. And there was kind of a lot of like backlash, I think, from the community about these dogs. And that's when I bought the game, and that's when I started checking things out. And there was just all this kind of hate on like newer players. So I said, man, well, okay, I don't want to be one of those folks. What am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna go to Layton Lakes. And remember, I had all these maps, you know. And I had plans, if I liked the game, to get more. Probably everything, you know. And I had some gun packs, I had stuff, you know. I have to start out like the OG gangsters, right? And even in, you can't really, because you don't have the glitching, you don't have the beta, you don't have the things that are, you know, you don't, the weapons that have been introduced that are base game now but weren't base game 5 years ago, or, you know what I'm saying? Normally that rhetoric doesn't hit me. I don't care at all. Because guess what, people? Not that there aren't traditional, you know, hey, people still playing the Hunter Classic and all that mess, but what I'm telling you is most people that are playing this game, who have been playing it from day one, have the DLC. They're out there nuking animals with that M1, and you know, they took their tripods, they set up their free tents, they used their free color, they use everything that came from every DLC. And I don't mean free. We paid for it, but you understand. They're buying it too, because you see them use them in the video. So I don't have patience for that usually. But for some reason, I got sucked in because I really wanted to play this. This looked really, really good. And I thought, man, the animals in Layton are exactly the things I want to hunt. So there's part of my Africa map here in Layton. Yeah. Look at that gorgeous bit of heat. And you know why it's not so ridiculous? I mean, all the way through, it's all basically the same color. I want you to see, except for here. That's bow work. And that's a ton of animals and money. Believe it. Look, I did my Naruto. Believe it! Alright, so I said, I'm not bougie. I'm doing it old school. As old school as I can. Layton Lake. 243. Focus So 357. And the 12 gauge, whatever it's called. And whatever bullets I had, the soft point right, I mean, I said, no, I'm doing it. I'm going out here and I'm doing it. And I spent probably 10 to 12 hours in Layton. Hating life. Oh, and no dog.
You know, I spotted some tracks earlier.
Did you?
Close to where you're at right now.
Well, thanks, Joe.
I'll send the coordinates.
You send the coordinates. Thanks, Joe. So, and it was miserable. No dog, no DLC weapons, no nothing. I spent hours of that 12 or whatever hours just tracking down animals I would never find. And I shot so many things. And hey, I hard shot a bear, I got a hard shot on a moose with a 243 within like 70 yards. I mean, there were moments, but your aim is so bad and your perks are so bad. And the fact that you just started the game makes you just not good. And it was a nightmare. And then I said, man, I hate this place. This is dumb. Why do people even play this game? And I said, that's a terrible attitude. You got another whole map. Get out of here. Get out of these thick trees. And I wasn't playing right either, by the way. I didn't know anything about zones, water, looking for things, and I didn't know anything. But if you don't know your water zones, your drink zones, these are these blue things on the map, right? Where are all my drink zones? Oh, I haven't been here since they reset the map. That's another thing. All my drink zones for like whitetail and all that stuff are gone. I got to come back and get them all again. Anyway, so here we have, let's just say we're hunting jackrabbit, and somewhere back here is probably a jackrabbit rest zone, and over here is probably a jackrabbit feed zone. Most of the time, if you have moose here, you're going to have feed zones here, rest zones here, build off your water. I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know how to hunt these maps at all. I didn't know anything, and I hated it because I just shot so many animals that didn't die, that I couldn't find, and that I didn't have the right ammo for. So I wasn't making the money. And here's the thing, that's my point. You can't start this game here on this map or in Hirschfelden, the two maps you're supposed to start on, with the ability to potentially make all the money and experience that you can get. It's not possible. It's a little better on Hirschfeld, but because there's only one species out of the range of animals that you can shoot. But yeah. So what are you saying, Pizza? I'm saying that going the traditional route sucks. And I understand that, I mean, so now I experienced it. And you know what? I am a better tracker. And maybe it helped me with appreciating some of the stuff. I was dumb. Don't do that. Get your DLC. Shoot what you got to shoot to get whatever you got to get. If it's free, shoot some things so you can buy some bullets for it. Use those 243 soft points to kill whatever you can to get enough money to start buying 30-06 bullets. Crossbow bolts as soon as you can. Whatever, 22 ammo. You just use those DLC guns, buy them. I wish it came, hopefully it'll come with your bundle. I will tell you this, my gun packs, I got them all except for the gun pack number 1. The gun pack number 1 has my favorite rifle in the game, and that's the 22 rifle. So, yeah. So, where do you start? Well, when I first started thinking about doing a beginner's guide, I did it because I was so frustrated after hunting here. And I just want to point out, now, of course they wiped out all my zones, right? All my drink zones. I got to go re-find them all. They changed the time on the whitetail deer here. They drink longer now or something. So I don't know why I had to wipe out all my drink zones, but whatever. So it kind of makes. I really wanted to show off some stuff here. So what I want to point out is this is a big waterway, right? and you'll see how land runs through it. So this is like a marshy area, right? Like swamps. Think of it like that. So this is less river maybe than patchy little ground. Like you could probably walk all the way through here. And that's something else I want to point out. This water is super confusing. This is a giant lake. Look at it. You know where the shores are. You know where walking around is. It's not confusing. But I'm telling you, there could be land out here that you can cross on. This brown spot that looks like land could be underwater. It's it's really confusing as far as like where to hunt. Now, you can walk through here and shoot whatever you see, which is kind of what I ended up doing eventually. Or eventually you'll get your zones and you'll start to figure out where to actually hunt. But this water zone you can see is kind of on land. In fact, it is on land. And this water zone is in the water. But I'm telling you, this could look like brush and ground and reeds, and this could be a pond. That's why I don't think this is another reason to have it as a good beginning map. Also, the missions are stupid hard here. And the best thing about this game and these maps are the missions. Why? Because they pay well. Why? Because sometimes it's just go take a picture of an animal and you get $4 grand. I don't know why. Sometimes it's just go spot an animal in this area and it's $2,600. Whatever. But it's also good experience, and you want to get up to level 60 and get your perks and skills put in. So, doing missions on almost every... you know what? I don't even think I've finished the main missions here. No. Because look at this crap. Did you read that? Now, at the bottom it says harvest a coyote in 2 of the suggested regions. Hunting coyote in Mexico is so much fun. Hunting coyote here is crap. They're super hard, super elusive, and basically the best strategy I can tell you is a strategy I would never ever recommend on any other map. Wander around calling. Yeah. Because even when you find their zones, they're not always there. They're not always there. I can tell you how many times I've sat with all these stupid coyote missions they have on this map. And yeah. Anyway, I knew this map was garbage when like my third mission was shoot an animal at night. And I thought, well, I have all the night vision stuff because the night vision pack came with my bundle. But if you don't have the night vision pack when you start this game, they're seriously asking you on like the very first map that you start out on, in like the third or fourth mission, to hunt at night with no, in theory, no night vision. I was like, this is dumb. No. So I said, I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to go to the second map. Hirschfeld, Europe. I read up, said that the woods could be thick. Okay. Sounds exciting. Red deer. Ooh. Getting a red deer in the deep, thick woods. That sounds like fun. Fields and all these other things. You know, goose hunting. Da, da, da. I was excited. I was. And I started reading about how all these people were making all this money at goose hunting. I was excited. Got a shotgun. Now, I'm still doing basic weapons. I haven't used my DLC stuff yet. or the dog. So I come here, and wow, look at this place. It's so beautiful. Wow. And then you get out here. I was going to say, I don't think I'm too far from it. What is mine? Do something other than standing around and talking. Now, I know most people do beginning videos where they're like hunting stuff. Whatever. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if I do that. I'm going to get distracted real quick. And I'm going to forget what I'm saying over and over and over again. And it's going to take forever to get a point made. A little bit of fog, right? A little bit of weather. That's not too bad. The weather does happen here, but it's not that bad. It's not like Layton, where it rains all the time. But the fog's not too bad. I hear geese right now. Right? And that's what you come here for, man. That was the money maker. It's broken right now for me. I'm just not really on its own. So, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, I do have a setup down here. That's funny. It's going to make me mad because I don't have anything to shoot him with. Bow. Crossbow because I was hunting Cape buffalo and stuff. I was like, man, I can't wait to get in here and get set up and shoot all these geese and make all this money. I saw these guys making like, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 dollars playing, you know, doing this stuff. I was like, yeah. Got here, got set up.
Tracks in that area earlier this morning. Hold on, I'll send the coordinates.
Again, just go bleep and then put the tracks on there. I don't need the conversation. So I get here and I shot like a goose, and I thought, this is dumb. I never seen them. For whatever reason, I can't get a bead on them. It won't let me like spot them. What's happening? And occasionally, and I never could get them to land. Well, pizza got to Hirschfelden when the geese broke. Now, I assume I thought they were trying to fix them, maybe. I don't know. But they were completely broke. So that was a bit of a disappointment, but, you know, at this point in life, you just kind of, you start getting used to that kind of stuff in video games. Yeah, see, I won't be able to spot them much. See? I don't know why. They've been working. Oh, it could be because I beat this field up already. I don't know. Anyway, not the point. They didn't work. I couldn't make the money on the geese. Whatever. Look at this. There's got to be animals everywhere. Look, I mean, can you imagine like the shots we're talking about in here? Look at that. I could see it for days. And after coming out of Layton Lakes with all that thick brush and all the confusing water and reeds, and man, I shot that moose 4 times and it still didn't die. Why? Because this is 243 rifle and I never got into its guts, right? And it just felt quiet and lonely. And I walked and I walked and I walked areas, and I still haven't finished picking stuff up on this map because it gets so boring. And I didn't know the times, and I didn't know what I was looking for, and I didn't know what I want. I mean, look at all this. And again, remember, oh, these are shootable. It's going to take a lot of work. All right, let's see. Are they going to land? They turned. How? What is happening? Oh, they're coming in. What is happening? I have shot one with a bow before. Believe it or not. Oh. I think I was getting... No, there's no way. Let's try something crazy. There we go. So I'd have to lead it like that. Pizza. Like, I'm mad that I didn't take this impossible shot on these keys. Let's watch for pressure. I would laugh so hard. No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so glad this is recording. Alright, sorry. That was dumb. But, you know, I like to do dumb stuff. Alright, so... Came to Hirschfelden. Now, the problem with Hirschfelden is that, you know, it does have 9s on it. It does have 1s, but as far as, like, big, like the 4 to 8 category, not really a problem, right? The red deer go to 6. Everything else is, you know, smaller. That 2 to 6 rifle here, right, should be better. So, you know, what do I end up shooting? Buffalo with a 243. Because why? They're everywhere. What couldn't I find? All the other animals. This is not an easy map. I like it now. I like it with DLC weapons. I like it with unlocked game weapons. I like it much better that way. I like it with the geese fixed. I like it so much better with the geese fixed. Where are we? 1 hour? Good. So, yeah. In other words, I have just spent time showing you another map that you're supposed to begin on that I don't think you should. I really don't. I think it's a terrible idea to start on either Layton or Hirschfelden, even with the DLC weapons. I'm just trying to figure out the dynamics of it. I think the dynamics are impossible or highly improbable. I'm not even ranged at 55 yards. Load this thing. Alright. So, what I thought I would do when I decided that maybe I'd end up showing people some stuff is tell them, hey, go to Silver Ridge Peaks. The shooting's crazy. There's all these animals. Dude, you know, go here, bring your 48s, you know, get your DLC weapons, and this is where you want to start day one. It's not. It really isn't. And I think people might be surprised a little bit about the two maps. I think, I don't know, we'll just say are tied for what I consider to be the #1 map to begin with. like, how do you get in front of it, but also get... Like, I would think it would have to be actually closer to that. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe not now. You gotta be close. The one I did get was yeah, it was like right above me. Anyway, I like the science. It costs money, but I'm at a place at this point in the game where that's okay. That's okay. So let's go to the place I think you should start. One of the places. Let's see. And I'll go to the one that I would originally have 100% told you to start out on. And that's New Zealand. Going to Tayawara. Tayawara. Tayawara? I don't know. I'm not from there. And it's okay if they want to try to say Nantucket, Winnipeg, any of our funny words too. It's okay. Spell though or through. All right, so here we are in New Zealand, and I think that New Zealand is tied now for the #1 map to begin on. Why? Well, we've got lots of good water, lots of zones, right? And what I think they did really well on this map is sort of animals have their areas. That sounds weird. This is where you belong. But it kind of does. And that's kind of like nature. And it's not like, necessarily that things don't overlap and it'll overlap in certain areas, and especially on the water. But let's face it, your fallow deer might hang out over here. More than likely that's what it's going to be. And your goats are going to hang over here, right? And then sometimes they meet in the middle. So, yeah, I kind of like that about this map. I think that's something that works pretty well on this map. So, and the animal species. You don't need anything over a 6 on this map. Your biggest animal is going to be the red deer, followed by sika and fallow, right? And then you got these little guys, these chamois. They are 3s, I believe. And then most everything on this map is your goats and your pigs and your turkeys. Everything's just kind of small, you know what I mean? But it pays well, right? So turkeys pay well. Pigs pay all right. The chamois are a good payday. The goats, but particularly the fallow deer. The fallow deer are great payday, and there are a bunch on this map. I mean, a bunch. And I'm going to show you an example of an area that's real popular for people who like to grind for cash and experience. And I've even got a little setup here to check out. But before we do that, I want to point out this lake, and I want to point out again the availability of stands that are provided for you on the map the ones that cost $2,100 in particular, but you know, sometimes the $1,700 ones worked out. I found a good one on Africa earlier. But this map in particular, or this lake, is a great example. So on the left, we're going to have, and this theme kind of runs through this map again, where animals sort of have like their areas, and I kind of like that. This side of the lake we have chamois. Now we don't, and please, I hope I'm saying that right. I've heard different pronunciations, and the people that said chamois, it made me think of that thing called ShamWow, which I don't even know if that's a product anymore. But I'm not even sure what the product was, but I do remember. Anyway, I just couldn't do it. So I heard people saying chamois, and one guy had an accent who sounded like he was from New Zealand. And he was like, we call them chamois down here. So I'm hoping that's right. But anyway, so I like shooting the chamois. They're the crazy goat deer. I don't know which one they are. I put them in my goat room, so I'm hoping they're goats. Big old goats. Not mountain goats, but they're still big. And that's this side of the lake. And what I like to do is start out here in the morning. And they go on the drink. I don't know if you saw real early. 5 and 4:30. Now normally I would like to start with them already on the zone, right? This is one of the few times I don't want to do that, because if you'll see, this drink zone is literally, not joking, like right in front of the stand. And okay, you be that way. Don't show me where you are. Just, yeah, there it is. Nope. Yeah. So normally what I do would be to start half an hour past the latest. So 4:30 and 5. So I'd want to start at 5:01. But here I want to start around 4, because it's so close to the zone. I creep in, or from here, creep in, get into the stand, kick it for an hour. Around 4:30, 5 o'clock, you hear them start calling as they come in, and eventually they'll come stand right here in front of the stand. Now it's a 100-meter radius around the center of the zone, right? So 100 yards for us Americans. And so they could be over here, they could be over here, they could be here. But they just, a lot of times, you can shoot them when they walk in. Now the nice thing is, when you shoot from a stand, it reduces pressure. With a rifle, it reduces pressure by half, right? So in other words, if I could normally shoot 3 deer on a zone before I blow it out, I should be able to reduce that pressure by half, which means 2 per deer, which means 6 deer are fine. It's the 7th that's going to cause a problem, right? Well, guess what? Because they're right there and they're within usually between 20 to 75 yards, what does that sound like a good place to practice and use? Well, your short range weapons. I did a lot of practice with my shotguns, bows, and pistols out here. It's a great place to do it, and that's something to remember. And again, as a beginner, what do you want to do? You want to start leveling up those other weapons. They're going to allow you to shoot wider ranges with just one weapon, and at times also lighter weight weapon, especially the pistol. So, and I didn't really get into this video, and I'm not gonna, but the bow can shoot 1 to 9. You just got to carry 3 to 4, depending on the type of, I think, bow, arrows. You just got to switch them out, which you can get pretty quick at eventually, but it's still, occasionally it's going to take too much time. You're not going to get the shot, or you're just going to have to shoot something with the wrong arrow. But I can hunt every single map in this game with one weapon. And that I want you to understand. And I don't mean because in the shotguns, you got to take two. And the pistols, you got to take two. But with a bow, you just got to change your ammo. And that's one weapon hunts everything on every single map in the game. And that's why I think the bow is probably the most powerful weapon in the game. Because of reason number two. So if I have a bow, when I shoot something with a bow, it also reduces pressure, right, by half. So when I'm out hunting with a bow and I shoot a deer, it's only going to give me half the pressure or light pressure on the zone. So in other words, again, I can shoot 6 animals. What happens when you combine that with the hunting stand? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really know, because I've seen all kinds of numbers, whether it's 16, 32, 54, I don't even know. Listen, unless you happen to have a massive split zone of like red deer, where you've got like 50 to 70 red deer in here, and you're gonna shoot them, they're gonna run, they gotta come back in, you gotta shoot them, they're gonna run, they're gonna come back in, it's gonna be a mess, it's probably gonna lag out and everything. But listen to me, you're never, a bow and a hunting stand is kind of like infinite shots, because I don't know, maybe if I really was approaching animal number 16, I might cut it off at 15. I don't know. But I'm hoping you can see how powerful that is. So it's a great place to sit there and shoot a bunch of animals with loud weapons like a pistol or a shotgun from the stand, and get a bunch of them, because hopefully they'll keep pushing back in, right? And you get a bunch. However, chamois aren't really in herds on this area. You can find them in herds in other parts of the map. Here. And here. And also... Is this the Sika Lake? No. Where's the other chamois lake? This one? Yeah. And here. Herds. Great. Not so much on this. And I want to point out, if you're going, man, I need to take a screenshot, boom, and that's where I'm going to go look for those zones, do it. But they may not be there. Probably in this area-ish, and your map will probably look like this, sort of. But there's no guarantee. Now, what I don't think will happen is, I don't think you'll have this side, by the way, is all goats. Every single zone over here, I promise you, is a feral goat zone. I don't think this will be goats and this will be chamois because of the terrain. This is a little bit more mountainous, and this is a bit more flat. But I start here. I get what I can off this stand. Now, this zone ends at 8:30, and my goats start at 10 to 9:30. So guess what? After shooting here for a while, I get out because I got to walk all the way down here. What do? Bam! Rifle shot the biggest guy. Crouch, creep, crawl, work the wind. When I get back in here, if there was more than one, they went, we'll come back. Bow shot. Bow shot. Depending on how many. Now, there's usually only 2 to 4 on each one of these, so. Now, hopefully, also, I could have scared them. I got 1 or 2, but 2 went this way. And guess what they're doing now? They're hanging out on this chamois zone. Or they're walking past this one. Now, a lot of times, they'll even walk around the whole lake just to get back to here. So you'll get across the lake shot. Keep moving, keep moving. By the time I get in here, where maybe they've kind of piled up, do what I can, get to the stand. You may notice this zone is right by the stand, and that's right You don't have to leave the stand. These goats will come in and stand right in front of you. Well, the great thing about these goats is they come in from multiple directions, which could be this way, or my favorite, this way. I don't even know where they're coming from when they come this way, unless they're coming from over here where all these goats live, and somehow walk in this way. But if you're in this stand, and your wind is blowing this way, and like 10 goats are coming down this little strip, it's a great place to bow shot. It's a great place to shotgun and pistol. But man, if you remember from an whole hour and 20 some minutes ago, or however it was, that air rifle can shoot silently past nothing past 100 yards can hear it. Which is another thing. If you've got to go here at 73 yards, and this one's at 110 yards, blast this fool. This guy's just going to keep on walking. But I've used the air rifle on many occasions. Now, when they come in from this way, or this way, the problem is when they come in this way, they go, we're going out here for some reason. And when they come up this way, they stand right in front of the stand. Shoot them when you get tired of it, the pressure's getting too hot, or you think they've left, walk this way and take out these guys. I don't like doing that. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's working. And there's the goats, and there's your money man. And that's really, I guess, a big point about this map. There's lots of smalls. And I don't know if you ever watch any kind of like antique shows, or you like what's that show? The pawn shows, whatever. You'll learn that the little items are how most people actually make their money. And there's nothing more exciting than watching somebody, you know, what's that show? The Antique Road Show? And they're like, yes, I found this vase in my uncle's basement, and my auntie said I could have it before she died. And when did you get it? Oh, I got it 45 years ago. Oh, and where's it been? Oh, well, I keep it on top of the bureau. The bureau? What's the bureau? Oh, you know, it's that thing in my room where I keep all my old crap. Sure. It's worth $750,000. Those poor people always stroke out. And they're because they're thinking, my God, I should have cashed this thing in like 20 years ago. All right. What are we doing? Is it 9:30? I'm going to change it to fallow deer drink zone. Why? Because there's a red deer zone here. And obviously, that's when you find fallow deer. Now, beginner tip, zones can stack. So yeah, I got this zone at night, and then, no, I got the fallow deer zone in the morning, and obviously I got the red deer at night, which covered up the fallow deer zone that's here, which is the split zone. What's the split zone? We'll find out as soon as I actually pay attention to the time. For fallow deer, 9:30 I think, 8:30 I think. Oh, this will be a good experiment. Because, yeah, let's do that. I've been having trouble with them rendering in. I'm stuck. No, I'm stuck. So let's just see if they're in here. Nope. So I'm probably going to have to wait for them to walk in. Oh.
You know what a track is?
I do.
Evidence you're not alone out there.
Evidence.
Humbling, eh?
Evidence you're not alone out here. I can't do it. I'm a pretty good mimic if I spend a little time on it. I'm closer than 350 yards, so my animals wouldn't have rendered in anyway. I keep forgetting I need to move that tent. This is dumb. And all it would mean is I just need to move the tent to here and run in. I don't have a gun for this. What am I doing? Alright. So what do we think? We're how far off the tent? Ish. No. I'm gonna go out at about 200 yards. It's about 150 yards to about 200 yards across from where. Right there. Right there. I was like, is that? And it was. Not interested. Oh, what do we think? Let's see if that was far enough. Now this place is full of goats. This is incredible goat hunting on this side of the map. Where? From here to here. And I make a ton of money that way. But beginners, especially if you started out with the DLC that gives you the 3 tripods, they're lagging. Don't tell me this map's lagging now. To get rid of the lag in Parquet and Savannah, and now it brought itself over here. This map has its own issue, by the way. There's a mission where there's a storm that comes in, and you're supposed to go to an outpost. Well, if you've already discovered the outpost, do not fast travel to it. Walk to it. And secondly, don't do anything or click on anything until you go inside and follow the exact instructions. Alright, here they come. So that's what I mean. I mean, you know, if you change the time when you're too close to the zone, they just won't render in. But they haven't been rendering in like they used to when I would change the time anyway. So whether I'm too close or not. But this is called the River Run. It's along this river. And everything, I'm telling you, all back here is fallow deer with some pigs. But there are so many in here. And this is a split zone, so there should be some down on the water. Usually they're over here. And then some up higher on the hill. But I think I've only got this one group in here because it's goofed up. So, I don't know. I'm curious. The others might be moving in still. So what you do is you put your tent way further back than mine. Again, you want to be at least 350 yards away from my target, which is actually across the river here. We got 1-3. I mean, I've been hunting here and beating it up pretty good. Or I was. Because I wasn't sure if the great one was going to be a fallow deer or a red one. A red deer. But there's no real pressure up in here. So we'll at least get the point of this. I don't necessarily have the right rifle either. I was talking about that M1 earlier and the fact that you can get those follow-up shots real quick. Yeah, here they come. Good. So yeah, we'll there we go. That's a big one. Who's calling? I was gonna say nobody's warning. So 245. Woo-wee! Yeah, he has the potential to be a really big 4. But yeah, they're pretty far down. Usually they hang out up on this hill. And there's usually more. Oh, he's got a female blocking. No, that's not it. That's it, right? No. Yeah, he's got a female blocking it. Tricky little shot there. Alright, so for these guys, I'd normally do 303 or M1 for the follow-up shots with the Hyperion scope. Why? Well, I don't want to be that beaded in because I want to maybe get a follow-up shot. So I'm going to change the scope. Wow, look at that bad boy right there. Alright, I should have shot him just then with her head down. Because really just her head being up is my big problem. But I'd like his head to be up too. Ooh. I shot the wrong one. Did I get him? I think I hit him. Yeah, he's walking funny. That's it. I got him. Yeah, that was a long hit. Alright. He's down. So, I probably got 2 of them out of that because I shot that female. She put her head up. I really kind of figured that might happen. But that's why I switched scopes, so I could get the follow-up shot quicker. So, technically, that's 3 shots, 3 hits. Not great. But I believe we got the job done. Yeah, that looks like 2 deer. And what do? Oh man, what happened? Now the zone's empty, right? Nope. Don't worry. Here comes the fog. Now, one of the hard things about hunting this map is the weather. You get a ton of rain and fog. As you can see. I mean, and they're back. See, told you. How that might be the male. No. Anyway, the other nice thing about fallow deer is they're not, you know, sometimes on a lot of game, like the bigger males or just the males period, sometimes they'll hang back, they won't come back. But these fallow deer will just run right back in like it's nothing. They don't care. Look how he's got his protection. Smoked him. And that's what I mean. I could shoot some females too. Why? Because I got the reduced pressure from the hunting stand. So. But that's not what we're doing. Well, now what? Well, now there's a bunch of females left, and as you can see, if I wanted to, I could stay in that stand and just keep shooting females and just make sure that basically there's at least 1 left on each zone. And when you have 1 left on each zone, go back, then come in here and start picking up your dead. But I'm not cash and experience grinding. Well, you're always cash grinding in this game. Where are we at? Hour and a half? Good. Now I used to have this so as you can see, if I got low, I mean I could come in here and with bow shots and do this, basically the same thing. But it's easier to just pluck them all from that stand with that rifle and then come in. And yeah, they're back up here too, as you can see. Oh, here they are. Look at all you guys. Huh. So they were in here. They were still coming in. That's what it was. They were still coming in. Don't. They are super path to run into you. I want you to be very clear on that. I can't possibly have the right ammo in. No, that's okay. Well, he's super dead. Anyway, yeah, believe me, when they run, they're coming at you. It doesn't really matter what they are. Springbok, Siberian musk deer are going to run you down. And I almost want to go back across and at least get that other 3. What time is it though? 9:30. We're only an hour into the zone. Is he alive? Is this another one? No, he's still dying. Oh my god, he just went down. So, again, something else I've noticed recently. These animals are taking a long time to die. See? Coming to get me. Right? See? Look. I'm not kidding. You're like, alright, the Cape Buffalo is coming to get me. That makes sense. These wolves, these bobcats. No. You know how many times I've been killed by these little deer? Way more times than I've been killed by lions or any of that other stuff. Yeah. I mean, I was kind of hoping for liver. This deer is the first time it's ever been on this side of the map. I'll tell you that much. So are they still there? I mean, I'm running like a crazy person. There's a 3. I think there's another male beside it. Anyway, I kind of want to do this for real. This might be the most useful information you've gotten out of this so far. So let's make it happen. And that's another thing, you know. Everybody get out of the way. I shouldn't be able to get stuck on that dog. The dog should not be able to push me around and shouldn't walk in front of me every single time I need to pull the trigger. Thank you for the new map, and thank you for the new map coming out in December, and thank you for the new animals, and thank you for the new great one. Can you please fix the dog? No. Guess I'm being a jerk again. But no. I really want a game mechanic that works. We're going to ignore that. Although, I tell you what. So come here and shoot fallow deer and goats and pigs and chamois and red deer and everything that's on this map. It's filled. There's so many animals on this map. And I guess what I was trying to point out with this is that you can plan hunts here. Literally. Get up at 3:30. Be in here by 4. Wait, shoot. Get down here by 9:30. Wait, shoot. Get down here by like 11:30, 12 o'clock. Fast travel. Get over here. Reset the time to about 6:30. Hunt goats all through here. When it gets to be about 8:30, find yourself at this stand and start shooting from your tripod. You can do a lot more work than I did here. Then what? Well, here's another tent and tripod, so I guess you know what we're probably going to do. Fast travel, shoot more deer. So did they come down, or is it two groups? I'm super confused about these guys today because they're not doing what they normally do. That's okay. Now, popping that guy running by on the fly, not the best situation. But it gives you an idea of what I was saying. Shoot one, get in there. Yeah, okay, so this is what a split zone looks like. A 3, a 210. And to me, this looks like the best chance for secondary shots. Whereas that is he's gonna be real tough to hit. I don't even know if he's any better. Don't see any rares. I'm gonna shoot him and then maybe try to get a female. Wait, I changed the wrong. I thought that looked weird. Alright, let's put you back on here for that kind of. You on here. Yeah. Hey, buddy. How you feeling today? Hopefully we're thinking about ending things. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Try taking control range shot on your main objective and see what you can score. What I did with the scopes there, I took one that has less magnification. I switched to that because it gave me a better field of view for a secondary shot. And now I'm just going to go pick up deer. And hopefully not get killed. So the big one was down here, right? Or did I take the one on the hill first? No. Oh, that's right. I got the crap shot, and then I think I got a good shot. So maybe we'll see bottle blood up in here too. Maybe not. Yeah. Oh, well, he didn't go too far. We'll see. Maybe I vitaled him on the second shot. Man, what a rack on this guy. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see if I screwed it up. Yep. Oh. I mean, he's big, but I got bigger in the lodge. Now, let me tell you something. So, red deer and fallow deer, I shoot the most. And I have 3 red deer diamonds and one I screwed up. I shot it with the 300. And 0 fallow deer diamonds. which is crazy because you see how I'm shooting these guys, right? I've been doing this for a long time. I used to have 3 tripods set up, but I blew out one of my zones, and then it moved, and it's just too hard to hunt from a tripod now. But as you can see, these females in particular on the red deer will stick around, so right here. Mighty convenient of you to die right here. Another silver, right along. And if you just do this instead, and your wind's good, oh man. And the great thing about the females, they're worth like $1,000. Yeah. I really kind of just want her out of here. Because they can run you down and kill you. Alright, so 1 more? 2 more. And this is a good time to have the dogs. If he doesn't push you around when you're aiming at an animal. Oh boy. You did it. $702 cash, 31 rifle score. For a crap shot on an animal. I was thinking red deer. Red deer pay $1,000 for a junk female. Alright, good. Alright, so next up, what do you do? Well, let's fast travel. Now, again, I don't know if this tent's too close to mine. I'll know pretty quickly. So they could be running off because they heard me. Yeah, there they go. Oh, there's a nice one. Is he a 4? 3. So as you can see, it scares them. It's like placing the tent down, even though I didn't. Now this herd's small, and they might actually run all the way down to the other guys and join them. They're really getting the heck out of here. But again, that's just another example of why the tent should be further back. I just don't have, I'm not dropping all these guns just so I can pick it up and move it. I'll tell you what. It won't go that far. Maybe they'll move. Yeah, I was going to say, maybe they'll move to another part of the zone. Yeah, we'll get him. We'll get him. Come here. So all I really need to do is just get down here. Get reset up and shoot him. Shoot him, shoot a couple more. Then what? Alright, well I gotta get over here and get him, right? Well, what I usually do is fast travel to here because we have fallow deer on this side. Now, normally I don't have fallow deer on this side because I've blown out some zones throughout here. This zone used to be over here, or maybe it was this zone. And there used to be a goat zone down here, but unfortunately I blew them both out, and then they came back. Fallow deer, and I didn't get the goat zone back. Maybe it's somewhere else. But I don't really feel like doing that. Why not? Probably the best beginning advice that I've given. So, as you can see, there are multiple opportunities on this map for hunting. You get good prices on the animals that you're killing. Like goats pay well, fallow deer pay particularly well. You gotta have multiple opportunities to really use your stands here and your tripods here to keep the pressure low so you can beat them up. Now the other nice thing is, you see this pressure here? It's not even like bright pink. It's not even like as bright as what's left over from whatever I shot from this. So if I go somewhere else and I come down here and I get a couple of these chamois and some goats, I can come right back here and reset the time and start over. So, you know what? We're at 1 hour and 51 minutes. I feel like I got some good stuff out of the way as far as hunting. Yeah. All right. I'm going to call it because I don't really want to hunt here. And my thinking is eventually, hopefully one day I'll cut these videos into something that works a little bit better. Maybe this is just a template for a future one, so we'll see. But I'm good. I'm ready to quit. Call it a day. Yeah, meow, 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 meow. Oh, I was running. I picked up on it. So, yeah, video number 1 probably not that great. That thing is still over here. Oh my gosh. And drinking on a zone that does not exist. This poor lady is confused. We don't have any fallow deer over here. No fallow deer zones. There never is. It's goats. See? Why can't I swear your guns just sometimes randomly decide that you can't, like, scope in. I just want to see if one of you is alive, okay? I know you're not. Oh, there's a turkey, though. How did I blow the zone out? Anyway. There's 2 of them. Oh, yeah. These poor fallow deer are in such the wrong place. What are you doing, pizza? That turkey's really far away. It sure is. And if I had a 22... what would be happening to that turkey? Well, we're gonna about to find out. Oh, what I'm excited about the new 22 is that it shoots level 2 animals. So 1s and 2s. So that makes that gun so much more versatile. Is it calling? Pretty far shot for the 22, but I mean, if I thought that was the only shot I had, I'd take it. In fact, I like shooting animals outside of like 250 yards, particularly with the 22, because they'll just sit there. They don't always take off. Why am I bothering? I mean, could be a diamond. So I'm bothering. And I want something else. Is that an animal out in the water? Look at it. You poor confused goofball. Which is a good example. You can knock animals off their pathing if it gets too weird. Look, it's underwater. Heyo, okay. Alright, yeah. Let's kill this thing. Oh no. What is happening? I shot him in the boot. Don't fly away. Well, it usually actually does take me a minute to get kind of the play on this gun because it's just so wild. But if you can get the drop worked out on this thing, you can be killing animals at 350 yards with this gun. It's crazy. Crazy. Do I actually think this is a diamond? No. But it could be. You never know. It's a gold. I think 4.5. I think they go 4.6. Yeah. Can you get a turkey troll? That just seems silly. Yeah, those guys are still down there. Oh, look, you can see some up on the hill too. There's 3. So is it 2 threes? Nah. He's just up on the hill. Anyway, same setup down there on the same kind of exact looking ridge. And then on this side as well, you can find them. I guess what I'm saying is, hey guys, if you want to hunt goats, this is the place to do it. If you want to hunt fallow deer and set up a run with some tripods, this is the place to do it. You're going to make a ton of money. If you want to hunt chamois and goats, this is the lake to do it. Are you catching the theme here, people? I'm trying to help. This whole area, alright, all of this is turkey. Either MMA point or yeah, point hut. Pit waka. Sure. This one is where I usually start out from. I walk down here, I shoot a turkey, I come in here, I shoot a couple turkeys, I get across this bridge about halfway, I climb up on the railing, and from like 200 plus 50 plus yards out, I start plucking turkeys. I come in, I get this some hot pink, and I move out, and then I just start hammering turkeys until I get to the stand. And sometimes I go up and down and then just hammering turkeys from the stand, and that's probably what this leftover little bit is. So hopefully I've helped you guys at least with some things. So other than this map, what's the other map that you want to use as a starting map? Tarawara is #1, as well as Rancho Del Arroyo. I think they're tied. It's a little harder map to hunt because you're not going to have the same kind of visibility that you have on this map. I mean, look at all this, and this whole map's like this. I'm not saying there aren't some crowded, thick places, but nah. This is a fantastic map to hunt because you just got these huge, massive views. Great place. I mean, look. I mean, there's a goat just Doesn't even know what to do right now. I mean, I'm standing up. These poor red deer are completely pathed off their zones. Are like more aware of what's going on. Oh yeah. Shut up. It's a crap shot. Now see how this is touching? I would normally be a bit nervous if this wasn't just some random feral goat zone. This thing's not dead yet? There we go. Where are they even gonna float? Sorry. That was making me nuts. If I was afraid I was going to blow out one of my important zones, this wouldn't have happened. But look, I took that goat zone out. I don't even care. They were making me nuts. I mean, Pizza, could you have just fast traveled off the map? Sure. Weren't you talking about Rancho anyway? Couldn't you have just gone there or gone to your hut? What are you? Nothing. Sure. So why did you waste that zone and massacre these poor goat or deer? I got a lot of goat zones. Now, tell me, you guys, these things are supposed to float to you. I'm not a fan of this, by the way. I mean, besides getting stuck, it didn't go, it was floating somewhere completely different. Anyway. About, you know, $700 a piece, so $2,100. And you'll never guess what, it's raining in Tijuana. But it didn't really mess with my important zones. Alright. 204. I'm not really going to do any hunting here or anything too fantastic or spectacular. I just want to get out of this middle of this river and this rain. Alright, so the hunting is easy there. There's a ton of animals. An easy game. I want to point out there's no predators on that map. So you don't have to worry about puma scaring off your animals. You don't have to worry about wolf attacks coming in and blowing out your zones. You can do that all by yourself with your just shooting random stuck deer. And honestly, especially these maps that do have a lot of animals, I am bad about blowing out zones. So here we are in Rancho Del Arroyo. Again, I haven't done too much hunting on these maps, so it's still kind of new to me. So, I mean, I'm doing pretty good with maps. Plus another one coming out in December. God. I really haven't, I've just gotten to start getting to know this map and these zones. But I hope that music's going to stop soon. Tell you what. It's probably pheasant. There's a side note. I don't really enjoy hunting pheasant. Look, I'm not making any noise here. Can't hear my feet. But you'll see my noisemaker pretty high. Anyway. Why is this tied for first for best starting places? Not an animal above a 6. There are predators on this map. The bobcat will chase your animals off and will attack you. It's really aggressive. It's actually been more aggressive than puma or mountain lions. I put it right there, and with wolves. I don't know much about lions because I haven't really hunted that map much. I'm just starting, so. In Africa. But I feel like I got some good points out, and I showed a few things. I just feel like it's disjointed. First attempt to try at this. I'm much better at just wandering around and hunting. That's probably way more entertaining. But I kind of wanted to throw a few things out there and at least get an idea. And I do have some ideas. I need to be more precise and succinct, like in any of my videos. But I definitely think I have some ideas about making this a little more productive. But Rancho has animals that are only go up to 6. So again, you can hunt this with the first 3 weapons, no problem, except for they're not good guns, and you're not going to have the wide range of ammo. But if you come here, especially with any DLC guns, you're going to rule this map. And even though I don't, like I said, I mean, it might not seem like it, but there's a fair amount of work. I really like all the feed, and kind of reminds me of Silver Ridge a little bit. But yeah, I got tons of work to do. Other times to look for. Mostly this is whitetail, but I mean, that's kind of how your early maps look. But you can see we've got quite a bit, and I'm just telling you, there's so many animals on this map. It's ridiculous, and
U.S. hunters love the glass terrain binoculars.
Again, I don't
But if you
need
find yourself in denser
a
cover, track is the
30-second
way to go.
oration every
Just
time
make
you want to tell
sure
me where the
you keep your
tracks are.
bearings.
I just need a beep. Please point out the tracks to me. And hunting coyote here is way better and way easier than in Leighton Lakes too. So yeah, I would 100% recommend having this map, purchasing this map, and Teawara, which I don't think are offered in any kind of bundle form. I've got to get away from this stupid music at these outposts. And we might get a look at them. I mean, I got the 223. But I wouldn't even think that I would even, and there's a lot, it's hard to see in here, rabbits. Why don't you come stand directly in front of him? And let's talk about the dog. I absolutely think you should start out the game with it and use it as much as possible. It's on the other side of that ridge. I only say that like 47 times in every single one of these games. I got a fawn collar, I think. Let me tell you what's not coming in. Coyote on a fawn collar. Again, it's not making any noise. Oh, he might have run by me. I thought my dog. I wouldn't even know what gun to hold. because I don't know what's over this hill. Something walked up this way. I don't see any tracks though. That's weird. I don't know, man. Ever since the patch, I've been experiencing a lot of sound glitches. Puma and lions, even though they're like, let's say I was somewhere where they warned, like the warning wouldn't turn off. It didn't matter that I one video I run like, I don't know, 300-400 yards. I was still getting cat noises. He's not in here. Yes, there's something. Somebody's getting shot, aren't they? I think it's gonna be you. Got a friend. Yep, I just ran that way. 2 of them. What? So it did pass me. Y'all, that thing where, like, when you stand up, you can't look for a minute. What is that? I'm gonna assume that went right in the dirt, as it should have. Where was he? No, this one. Just out of curiosity. Oh, but where's that bunny? Yes. So there's 2. Oh, I can tell I'm getting tired because I'm not talking. But that's okay. See, I just... not quite good enough to hunt and do tips and tricks yet. Too much distraction for me. Well, folks, let's end it with a bunny, because I love bunnies. So, I'll work a little harder on getting it together in the next one. Or actually, probably in the next one, I'm just going to go hunting. But when I decide to do another one of these, I'll try to get a little more concise. But, the 2 maps, what did we learn? You get that DLC. Excuse me, you get it and you use every bit of it. It is right there. Oh, come on. Seriously? I mean, I was pretty sure it was in the guts. Cactus, come on. Pizza. Oh, this is embarrassing. This is where the 243, or hopefully that new 22, is going to come into play. Because even if I had crap shot this thing with the 243, it'd be dead by now. The only advantage to carrying the 223 is it weighs way less. But that's ridiculous. A 22 would have killed that much faster. And I mean, a stomach shot sucks. But and the expansion rate on this gun, it's only like 3 for this bullet. I don't know. That's why I like the Solican. Maybe I should switch to soft points. Maybe I should stop saying that before I do another video. Get some and then alright, well, hey guys, thanks a lot for watching. I always appreciate it. If anybody stuck it out and has been checking out my video, I am so thankful. Maybe you'll see this one day cut into something else, or maybe this is just going to disappear to the annals of history. Either way, if you stuck it out, if you watched any of it, if you picked it up, feel free to watch. I've got better videos, but not like this video. So thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you have a good evening. Take care and be good.